All right, so get ready, because today we're going deep on something pretty amazing. Imagine like an album, but it's a rapper's whole journey, not just to like the top of the charts, but to a whole other level,
Yeah.
from ruling the streets to something almost, I don't know, divine almost. That's what we're looking at today. Conway the Machine's 2020 album, From King to a God.
It's way more than just a catchy title, though. Conway's using this album, and it came out on Griselda Records, right from Buffalo's underground scene, to grapple with these huge questions about, like, purpose and who you even are, your identity.
Yeah, and it hit me how it's not just another rapper wanting fame and money. The way Conway uses that title, From King to a God, it's like he's saying he's done with just running his little corner of the world. He wants something much deeper.
Exactly, you got it. He's not content just being the king of, like, one scene. He's searching for meaning that goes beyond any specific place or time, and that wanting something bigger, reaching for transcendence, that's something we all feel, right? Think about times in your own life when you felt that pull towards something greater, needing to break free from whatever's holding you back.
Oh, absolutely. We've all been there. But what gets me is how Conway does this with music that's so raw and real.
Yeah.
His voice itself, it's been shaped by Bell's palsy from being shot, and it becomes this powerful symbol of everything he's gone through.
Yeah, it's kind of a paradox, isn't it? That imperfection, that rough edge to his voice, it actually makes his stories so much more authentic and deep. Makes you really listen to every word.
For sure, it's like those imperfections. They're proof of his struggles, what he survived. It makes the music hit harder. It's
Yeah.
not about sounding perfect. It's about the weight of all that experience, the pain, the good times, everything.
You nailed it. And that's what makes From King to a God stand out from just another album about life on the streets. Conway's going way deeper than just glorifying that life. He's digging into all the emotions, the philosophy of it. He's talking about loyalty, what it means to die, even what resilience really means when you're facing so much.
And he's just so honest about it all. He doesn't hide the rough stuff, the losses, the damage, both physical and the stuff you can't see, emotional scars.
Right.
It's almost like he wants us to face all that with him, find our own meaning in those things we all go through.
He's not giving us easy answers, though, and that's what's so great about it. He's asking the questions, making us think, and in the end, he wants us to figure out what it means to be human, to deal with these big ideas about life, death, all of that.
And the music, it reflects that. The production on this album is just insane. Conway got some of the biggest names in hip-hop, Beat Butcher, Derringer, DJ Premier. It's like a hall of fame of producers.
Right. And it's not just about having big names. Each one brings their own style, so you get this sound that's both nostalgic, old school, and totally new at the same time. Classic boom bap sounds from 90s hip hop mixed with these modern experimental beats.
Yeah, it's crazy how he blends those sounds together so smooth. You got the tough, almost scary vibes on Fear of God. There was Hit Boy. Then it's like bouncy, like a video game on Anza. That's Murdaugh beats. Like Conway's proving he can do it all, but the album still fits together. You know what I mean?
It's really interesting how all those different sounds actually show the journey the album's taking us on. It's not just about Conway growing. It's like the sound is growing too. Hip hop, even Buffalo is part of it. He's taking those classic sounds, the stuff we love about hip hop, and then he's twisting them up, pushing them into something new.
And it's not just the sound that's changing. What it means to be underground that's changing too. People think it means, I don't know, rough edges. But with Conway, it's more about how real the emotions are, that honesty you don't always get in the mainstream, the big popular stuff.
Exactly. He's not hiding from the dark stuff, the complicated parts of life. His stories have so much depth. It's not just bragging about the streets. Think about Lemon. He's got Method Man on that one. It's brutal, but it's beautiful too. It makes you think.
Man, that song gives me chills every time.
Yeah.
It feels like he's carrying the weight of survival, what it costs to make it out of bad situations.
Yeah.
He's not pretending it's all glamorous. He's showing us the scars, the ones you can see and the ones you can't.
So powerful because he's not acting like he's got it all figured out. He's right there with the listener, dealing with loss, wondering about faith, trying to make sense of it through his music.
And it's not just the big, life questions that hit hard.
Hmm?
He's so open about what it all cost him personally. Songs like Juvenile Hell and Forever Dropping Tears, man, they just break your heart how honest they are. He's not afraid to let you see him hurt.
That's what makes him so interesting, this king he talks about. He's not untouchable. He's been through it all, came out the other side, messed up but not broken. That's real strength.
Definitely. And you realize that king to God thing, it's not about being perfect. It's about accepting the mess, the flaws, how hard it is to actually grow and change.
And that struggle is not just his own, it's everybody's. Conway's not just lifting himself up, he's bringing his city with him, shining a light on Buffalo rap, letting people hear a community that's ignored a lot.
And it's not just like putting Buffalo on the map. It's changing how people see those street stories in hip-hop. It's proving that being real, authentic, that can be powerful, maybe even more powerful than all the hype and bling.
And you can really feel that realness in how he puts those DJ Shea tributes in the album. DJ Shea, he was huge for Conway, for Buffalo, and when he died, it was a huge loss.
Yeah.
These little moments in the album, they bring us back to reality, you know? Like, even though Conway's reaching for this higher level, he's still connected to where he came from, the people who made him who he is.
Yeah, they bring it all back home. This isn't just like some theory we're talking about. It's a life, a real life with everything in it, good and bad.
And that's why From King to a God is more than just an album, more than songs. It shows how strong you got to be to keep going, how complicated it is to grow, and trying to find meaning when the world feels crazy and you don't know what's coming next.
It's funny, as we're going through this album, I keep thinking about how Conway's story, it's like that classic hero's journey,
Yeah.
you know, the one where they got to go through all this crazy stuff to reach their full potential.
Yeah, it's a powerful story, that's for sure. And what's cool is how Conway kind of flips that whole hero thing on its head.
Right.
He's not hiding his flaws, you know, those times he doubts himself or feels weak. He's not aiming for perfection. He's just showing us how messy it is to grow, how real it is.
Exactly. He's not pretending his past doesn't exist or that it was all easy. He owns it all, the good, the bad, the scars. And that makes his journey feel, I don't know, more relatable, more human, like something we could go through too.
Like he's saying, hey, I'm not some god. I'm a product of where I come from, what I've been through, made mistakes, got knocked down, but I always get back up. That never giving up, that's powerful stuff.
And it's not just surviving, though. It's about doing more than that, thriving. It's like taking those experiences, the scars, and using them to grow and change for the better. That's what's so inspiring about Conway. He's not letting the past trap him. He's using it to move forward.
And it's not just about him being successful, it's about bringing others with him. Using his voice to lift up his community, show off all the talent and strength in Buffalo, like, hey, if I can make it, anybody can.
That's what makes From King to a God so important. It's bigger than just one guy. It's about a whole community struggling and winning. It shows how music can inspire us, lift us up, even change things.
And that's what we want you to take away from this deep dive. We're not just picking apart an album, we're connecting with the bigger ideas, the stuff we all go through. It's about realizing we all have the strength to overcome things, to chase our dreams, and make something real in this world.
So if you're listening, think about your own journey, your own story. What are those things you want so bad but they seem impossible? What are those roadblocks that feel like you can't get past them? Don't let them stop you. Remember Conway, how tough he is, how much he believes in himself, how he never gives up.
Yeah, and remember this. Going from king to God, it's not like you reach the end. It's always happening. You're always growing, changing, trying to be the best you can be.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Conway the Machines, From King to a God. We hope this got you thinking, maybe even gave you some new ideas about your own journey.